This is section 5.1 decimals. And so we'll start by looking at place value, and our decimal point separates our whole number from the fractional place value. And if we have one place to the right of the decimal point, that's the tenths place. Notice there's 1 0 in tenths. And then we have the hundredths. Notice the endings are THS. And when we have the 10,000ths place, notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros in the number 10,000, and that's 4 places to the right of the decimal point. So the number 9 here is in the hundredths place. When we have 2 decimal places, that's hundredths. And the number 2 here, we have tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. And the number 9 here is in the tens, TENS, versus the ones that are in the to the right of the decimal point, you have that THS. And if you see a number such as 65 and they ask where's the decimal point located, well, anytime you have a whole number, the decimal point is automatically behind it. This is the same as 65 and no tenths. So to read a decimal number, the part to the left is your whole number, and your decimal point is and then the part of the number to the right is read as a whole number, but it's followed by the name of the place position of the digit farthest to the right. So here we have 1028 and 4 tenths. Here we have 2 and 736 10,000ths. Now if you look at 2 and 736 is my numerator. I need 4 zeros, and that's going to help me know that that's the 10,000ths place. This is negative 478 thousandths. If we're going to write the word name, our and is going to separate our whole number. So we have 408 and 15. Now 10,000ths tells us place value. So if we have 15 10,000ths, it's going to be 408 point, and there's going to be 4 decimal places. And to write the number 15 using 4 decimal places, we'll have to put zeros in front. So this is 408 and 15 10,000ths. Negative 5,800 and, so negative 5,800, and now I have 23 hundredths. So again, 23 hundredths, I know that there's going to be 2 places, so it's just going to be 0.23. So when we convert a decimal to a mixed number or a proper fraction, the digits to the right of the decimal point are going to be written as the numerator, and the place value of the digit farthest to the right is going to be the denominator. The whole number on the left is going to be unchanged. And once we convert it to a fraction, we would simplify the fraction possibly. So here we have 847 thousandths. And next we have negative 25. Now my denominator has 4 zeros. So I see this is negative 25 10,000ths, and that fraction would get reduced to negative 1 400th. Here I have 4 and 16 hundredths. So I read it, write it, and reduce it. 4 and 4 25ths. When we order decimals, just like fractions where we want to have common denominators, we want our decimals to have the same number of digits so that we can compare them. So here I have 68 hundredths and 7 tenths. And what I can do, since this is hundredths, is I can put a 0 here. It doesn't change the value. 7 tenths and 70 hundredths are equivalent. But this way I can compare 68 hundredths and 70 hundredths. So we'll make the decimals the same length by adding zeros so that we can compare the numerators. So here I'm going to take my 3 and 462 thousandths and put a 0 on it. So I have 3 and 4,620 10,000ths, and I can compare that to 3 and 4,619 10,000ths. And so clearly we're going to have greater than. And rounding decimals to a particular point, we are going to determine the given place value. Look to the right, and again we're looking to see if the number to the right of the place value is 5 or greater, in which case we round up, and if it's less than 5 we keep it to the same. But this time we discard the digits to the right of the given place. So for example, when I round this number 4 and 81,542 hundred thousandths to the thousandths place, I want to go 3 decimal places. So this is how long I want my number to be. And I'm going to look outside this box at the next number. And that indicates that I'm not going to round up. So my answer is 4 and 815 thousandths. So when you round to the nearest thousandth, your answer is going to end with the word thousandths. So now we're going to round 52 and 9,999 10,000ths to the hundredths place. So I want my number to be 2 decimal places long. So looking outside, I have to add 1. And when I add 1, it ends up being 53.00, which looks kind of strange, but by putting the 0.00, I know that we're accurately rounding to the nearest hundredths place. And here we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So if I take 14.795 and round it to 1 place, that's going to be rounded up by looking at this 9. So it's 14.8. If I round the same number to the nearest hundredth, then I'm looking at using 2 decimal places. Looking outside, the 5 indicates I'm going to round up. So this is going to be 14.80 to the nearest hundredth. And here's some for you to try.